everyone and welcome back to my channel. As some of you may know, I've just recently started decorating my coastal town, and for one of these builds I really thought it would be nice to have like a lighthouse on the rocks kind of vibe going on. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do today. I say attempt because it is a perspective build and I don't tend to do these. These are hard work, so we will see how it turns out. Fingers crossed it looks okay. Before we get into it, please remember to like and subscribe. We'd love to have you as part of the channel. But without further ado, here's the build. So first things first, there is going to be a lot of terraforming in this, so we need our hard hat on. And then I've chosen the corner right at the back of my island because then it can kind of flow onto the actual island rocks. I thought that would be nice. What I'm doing is just building up this platform here. I'm just going to make it one high, and it's not going to be too big. It's just going to be quite like natural looking, and it will make the perfect kind of perch for where the lighthouse and some kind of natural elements will look good, and of course the rocks. We're going to need lots of rocks in here, so I'm just going to make it sort of like a circle but not fully. We'll just round off the edges, make sure that it looks good. I really hope this turns out okay. I'm really nervous about doing a perspective build. As I say, I don't tend to do them. My builds are more about the details and not so much about the bigger picture, which is really hard for me. I know some people are definitely more about the big builds, but that's not me. We'll try and we will do it as best we can. So I'm just going to round off the edges now. I kind of got the shape that I want. I will make some changes later on. And then I've been and grabbed some items. I've decided that I'm going to use the caves as kind of the rock formations, just because they're nice, they're big, they're really effective. And I quite like the color of them with the vines. They just look really cute and nice. And then this platform is going to be where we put the lighthouse, and then the rocks will kind of fall all around, hiding that cliff, she says. I hope anyway. I think that's how it will be in my head. I have seen someone do this before, but they didn't do it in this kind of fashion, so I've definitely taken some inspiration there. I'm just going to expand it out because I didn't take into account how big the caves actually are. They're a very large item, so if you do decide to do a build like this, just take that into consideration when you're actually kind of making it. I wanted to add some caves down the bottom to feel like they're kind of flowing down and around, so we're going to try and get that here. And then I did also want to get a tree in. You guys know by now I'm terrible at judging where trees can and can't go. It really bothers me that you can't put the trees right up against the beach. It has to be one tile in. I don't know why it's that way. Slightly annoying. But yeah, this did take some adjusting, making sure we got it right. There we go. Oh, no. There we go. That's how we want it to be. And then the cave, I really wanted to push it right up against, so we're just gonna push it in there, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, that will give us enough room to get this cave in here. Not quite. Again, more adjustments. As I always say, it's always just about kind of trying to find what works, making adjustments, playing around with things until your build looks really right and you're happy with it. That way I find it easier not to have to go back to an area and kind of fix things or change things. So just play around with what you're doing. And then I discovered that it's actually this cave that was a problem, so we had to move that back a bit. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of the whole shape of where the lighthouse is going to be and how it's going to be set up. The next thing that we need to do is work on kind of what's happening down here. You can get a shot of what it looks like here, and kind of figure out how you're going to be able to view the lighthouse itself. So it's going to need some sort of perch up here. I do want to get some water in here as well to feel like the estuary, because this area is super close to one of my river mouths, so it does need a kind of an area to go. So we'll see how that works out. I'm just checking the spot here. It looks okay, but that's definitely too close, so we don't want it there. This looks to be the perfect spot to watch and view, so I'm going to expand this area out a little bit. Don't know what my plan is for this area. I did kind of want to do a land bridge and then have that as a kind of the viewing point, but because it's right at the end of where my island kind of meets the beach, that's not going to quite work, so we'll have to figure out that at a later date. But for now, I'm just going to build up the area just so I know where it's going to be, and we'll be able to view it, check on how the progress is going, and just see how I'm kind of feeling, what needs to change, what doesn't. So yeah, that's probably good for now. And then I'm going to do some water terraforming here, just make like a nice little river flowing, but I want to have enough space to be able to put items. I want to put a yacht here to give it the idea that kind of a yacht has washed up on the rocks and it's just being abandoned there. So I'm definitely going to use the rusted yacht for that. I just need to make sure I have enough space. So with my water terraforming, as always, just like the cliffs, just trying to make it feel really natural and flowy. So just curving off the edges wherever I can. I'm going to do it right up against the viewing platform cliff, just because you don't really need to be able to walk around this area. It's all about kind of just the viewpoint and really appreciating that view. So we're just going to make sure that we can do that. I'm not bothered. I'm just going to fill the whole area with items. Yes, I did decide to get the balloon, and yes, it was a green leaf pile, so that was actually a win. It doesn't normally happen when you get a good recipe, but I was pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's good. And then just back to terraforming. I'm not going to do it the full way around, so don't worry. We'll just do a little bit of a snapshot as to what it will look like for this area. So I did my water terraforming, and then just like on the other side, I'm going to add in some caves over here. As I say, just make it feel like they're flowing down. Again, we have problems with the trees. Filbert was definitely in the way. And then I decided that I was going to make some adjustments here because it was slightly big. I don't need it to be overly big, so I'm going to try and get some natural stuff in here. I wanted to change up the placement of that cedar tree. I didn't like it there. And then we'll just get some other items up here as well. So we moved out that cedar tree and just popped it behind the cave. I think that that will give it some depth as well in the build. And then I'm just going to work on decorating down on this lower level here for a minute. So yeah, I said about the yacht, I definitely want to fit that in if I can. I don't know why it was so hard, but it did fit. I knew there was enough space. There definitely was enough space. So we just pushed it in, and then we were able to put the cave back, thankfully, because I was worried about that. I didn't want to not be able to include that here as well, because I think it was starting to take shape really nicely. So there we go. The cave's back, so I'm going to add some custom designs on the ground, add in a few rocks down here because I wanted it to feel really rocky. Wheat fields, I'm definitely going to use them as well to give the idea of like reeds and things, and then lots of flowers. So up on this side of the cliff, I'm just going to do some more of the natural stuff, add some custom designs down on the ground, make it feel a bit more rocky as well. And then just as we've been playing around, just some flowers. And then I did want to include the mushroom lamp as well, because I really like them, and I think that they're so versatile. You don't just have to use them for one season, you don't have to just use them for autumn. They can work in a whole bunch of different seasons. And then out here, we're slightly more to the middle now, just again adding in some things. I always feel like I want to use log stakes because I really like them, but I feel like in 2.0 I feel like, should I be using them? But I've decided no, they are still a winner even after the 2.0 update and everything that's come along with it. The log stakes will forever be in my heart. So just put a couple of them down, and we struggled. Yeah, the space is very tight, so I had to climb up to escape, but that gave me chance to decorate up here as well. Again, adding in similar sort of things. As you can tell, the color theme for my flowers is blue and white. And then the wheat fields, if you're wondering what colors they are, they're the pale green ones. And I can't remember the name of the other one, but I think those two work better. They complement the colors a little bit more because they're cooler toned than kind of like the traditional wheat field color. I'm going to say traditional because that's how I feel they look in real life. When you look at a wheat field, they're more kind of orangey yellow, which wouldn't work for this island, I don't think. So just decorating up here, I am, as I say, just natural things, trying to make some rocks fit in. That was not where I wanted you to go, Blue Pansy. So we'll just change that one around. And then I was really kind of struggling what else to put up here. Apart from getting some more trees in, I wanted to stunt a tree, so we will add in a little tree as well. I thought the wild log bench would be nice to contrast in some more white. And then I really did get myself in a bit of a pickle up here. There was not a lot of space. How do I get down? Yeah. It worked out eventually. Some more wheat fields, of course. There we go. Right, I'm back again. I've got some more items. I decided the picket fence wasn't working here just because it didn't feel natural. It felt more man-made, which wasn't what I was going for. Even though the lighthouse itself is man-made, I just really wanted the whole area to be super natural and look really cute. As I say, just making some small adjustments to make myself feel better about it. The azalea bush, I do like the bushes, but it was throwing me off because it was all pink and I couldn't deal with that. So I changed that. I haven't decided what bushes I'm going to use. Maybe the hydrangeas would look good with the blue. If I could set it in that kind of time when it's blossoming and looking all nice, that would be cool. So again, just finishing off up here, trying to put the log bench back in. Some more details. And then there's just this little corner down here just to work on. And then I think we'll probably call it a day. But this area down here is really just, again, more natural stuff. I thought we haven't got a duck in here yet. So definitely wanted to add in a duck just perched there in his puddle, watching what's going on around him. There we go. And another wheat field for good measure. Okay, it dawned on me, I was looking at it, I was like, there's something missing. I had a good look and I was like, there's something missing. And I decided that thing was vines. So I've added in a few vines. Obviously, I wish I'd done this to begin with because then you can probably get some more vines in, but I decided to do it later on, which made it a little bit harder. And just fiddling here was what's going on around just this little tree. Added in some more log stakes, just separated them up a bit. And then here is the final product. So that is a perspective build done. Let me know what kind of perspective builds you've done on your island. Maybe you've done a small town. Leave me a comment below. Have a wonderful rest of your day and I shall see you all again soon with another video. Bye bye.